E hoa atua o nā iwi matura a ta whakaro nona me aroha ki ahua ko te pai ki a tautoa ta whai mana ki tia mai a te aroha. God of nations, at thy feet, in the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God defend our free land. God Pacific's triple star, from the shafts of strife and war. Hear our praises heard afar. God defend New Zealand.
Thank you very much for that. That was lovely. We now call on Lyric Anderson to sing the Australian National Anthem. Thanks, Lyric.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. With golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Thank you very much, Lyric. Just the Australian and New Zealand sides, at the completion of this game, if we could all come back out to the centre, please, here for the presentations. And I wish you very well in the game. Best of luck to both sides. Thank you.
Righto, guys, we're not far from getting underway in the exhibition match between Australia and New Zealand. We've seen them in action yesterday. You're going to see them in action again in just a few moments. Before we do, I'd like to remind everyone about our sponsors here this weekend. Olympus Horse Feeds, Bennett Polocrosse Rackets, Eureka Concreting, Sulky Gully Saddlery, West Ag Farm Equipment, Zeus Bins, Stanford Styres, Goodwood Saddlery, Wren Diesel, TB White & Sons, A&J Auto Alex, Terry Kelly Racing, Pittman Contracting and Hewitt & Whitty Farm Supplies. Here we are, Australia versus New Zealand. Jeremy, first game, first chucker, first throw-in.
Yeah, it looks like Lauren Saletto up the front. Beth Hafey in the number 2 for Australia. Out the back, Lucy Grills in the black shirts. Kyla Hill in number 1. Beth Peaker out the back. Looks like Gemma in the centre. Ball goes down. First one to it will be Kayla Hill now for New Zealand. Heads goalward now. First to blood for New Zealand at the moment. In control of the ball. Bounces, traps. Comes up nicely for her. Now she goes towards goal. Met up hard by Lucy Grills. Lucy Grills with a big don't argue racket in the way. Turns her back away from goal as they work around now. Just ready to go. Ready to pounce and ready to put one on the board for New Zealand. This will be the one they want today. Wasn't as nice a game for them yesterday, but great start already. They should be working around Kayla Hill here, just doing everything she needs to. Make 100% sure that they get this one on the board. Lucy Grills with the big stick out there, waving it at her, intimidating, doing everything she can to keep the closet doors shut on those goals. 1, 2, big hit. Round she goes. No, thinks better of it once again. Out to the corner. Gives the pony a little bit ahead. These borrowed ponies here, the New Zealanders are playing. Come across the Tasman, across the ditch, and on ponies that don't belong to them, doing a great job today. Now she gets an opening there. Lucy Grills puts the pressure on. No, able to convert her. Big work there from Lucy Grills. Now around the top of the D again. 1 hit, 2 hit. Oh, dislodges ball on the ground. Who's going to be first one to it? Dislodge a racket. Kayla Hill's lost a racket. Had a little of appeal there, see if they get anything from the umpire. Didn't come up with it, though. This time, Lucy Grills now on her way. Lauren Saletto with the pony at 100 mile an hour. Heads goalward now. She's met up by a number 2, but it's a 2. She's in really good shape. Thinks better of it now going into the area. Bit of work going on outside on the back play. Beth Peaker arrives, meets her up. Bounce comes up hard, but taken beautifully by Lauren Saletto. Lauren Saletto once again out in the corner. Checks the pony up past Peaker. Peaker with 1. Peaker with 2. Peaker thinks about a third. Out the side. First blood to Australia. Australia 1 goal up. Zach, boom, boom, boom. We're underway.
Underway in the exhibition match, Australia versus New Zealand. What about the work done by the number 3, Lucy Grills? Looked up and finds Saletto coming through. Got an unkind bounce going into the area, but so quick-witted with her racket skills. Good enough to grab it. Out the back now. It'll be Grills. No, she didn't want it. Left it there. It'll be the number 2 in Beth Hafey. Beth Hafey now in control. Beth Hafey had a pretty good day yesterday. She's seen her in action against this morning. She's had the ball all weekend. Is that girl in the number 2 shirt for the green and gold in Beth Hafey. Still in control. Lucy Grills come through to make it a 1-on-1 contest. Lauren Saletto come back out. Took control of the ball. Now we're in the hands of the number 1 for the green and gold. Drives under the wood from the top position. Number 2 in New Zealand. It's going to be Saletto. Bounce. No, couldn't get the trap. Will she get the first call onto it? Yes, she will. And she'll meet Beth Peaker down there in the goal scoring area for the green and golds. Thought about throwing it then, but thought better of it. Wants to make sure it's to put the second goal on the board for the golden greens. And it's the Australian goal shooter, the number 1, Lauren Saletto. The door slammed shut there by the opposing number 3 from New Zealand in Beth Peaker. But it's Saletto, looks under, taking the wood off Peaker. Will Peaker get a swing? No, she won't. And that'll be goal number 2 for the Aussies.
A good start for the Aussies, putting a bit of pressure on there. Mirren Tyatt is in the number 2 position for the New Zealanders. Thought it was Gemma Murray for a second, but it's Mirren Tyatt. Everyone back to the centre as they line up now. Umpire stopper. Franklin calls them in. Ball out the back. Oh, taken well by Lucy Grills. Wasn't an easy one, but she was equal to it. Now picked up Mirren Tyatt. Big pressure on. Forces the error over the centre line of the horse. Great work there from Mirren Tyatt. Really forced the error from Lucy Grills. You don't see that too often. Waved it over the centre line of a horse, and as a result, into the racket of Kayla Hill. Kayla Hill now out to herself. Now she's got yellow shirts either side. 1, 2, timber everywhere. She's still got the ball. Pressure on. Good position from Peaker. Says, give it to me. I'll rescue you. She's taken the ball now. Kayla Hill heads goalward. In comes Mirren Tyatt. Picks up well on Beth Hafey. Takes her out of the game. Now working her way down. Peaker in charge of the ball. She's got Lauren Cant right hot on a hammer as they head goalward now. Looking for the pass across. Kayla Hill's down there. She's still got umpire's seen infringement, might have been over that 30-yard line. Big job going on there from Lucy Grills, putting the pressure on Kayla Hill and making sure she wasn't able to receive that ball really easily because of the 30-yard line. Okay, here we go. Out to herself goes Lucy Grills. 1 bit of timber, 2 bits of timber, 3, 4. She's managed to duck around everybody. Oh no, wiped it off, swiped the ball out on a horse, but the Australians will be back to it. This time picked up well by Lucy Grills. Lucy Grills with the ball. Out comes Beth Hafey, takes 2 of them right out of the picture. Great work from Hafey. Now in charge, Lauren Saletto. Lauren Saletto for Australia. Lauren Saletto for Australia. Ducks past 1, ducks past 2. Bang goes the New Zealand balloon. Bounce trap. Taken well by Saletto. Ducks under the timber of Peaker. This time, big overhand. Bang. Thanks for coming. Here we go. 3 goals to zip. Ladies and gentlemen, just a... one thing, if there is anything on the field, please stay off the fields. They have been asked if you've got someone drops a racket or anything else, please stay off the fields or leave it to the officiating umpires. Zach, Australia off to a great start.
Yeah, 3 goals in front early on in the first chukker. As they roll through, the ball's gone out the back. It'll be the number 3 for Australia once again, Lucy Grills. We've seen her do it plenty of times before. Looks up, finds Saletto and fires her through. That'll be 4-goal lead to the green and gold. So the New Zealanders, yet to get off the blocks. With a scoreline of 4 goals plays nil. Bit of time off called by referee Geordie Tate. Merentine also needs a... that'll be Chucker. It was only 3 seconds left, so that'll be Chucker, sorry. As Merentine will go back to the pit crew, and they'll sort of bell boot out down there. So, Jeremy, what a start for the Aussies. 4 goals up.
Big effort there. Big effort from Lucy Grills out the back of the lineup. She cleaned up pretty well out that back of the lineup. Also converted the couple of opportunities that were in the area there for New Zealand when they did get possession. Let's see how the boys will go out here. Let's see how they've lined up. Zach, I can see Richardson in the number 1, Russell Ty in the number 2, and Bo Moore. They're sticking with that lineup.
Yeah, the same 3 fellas we've seen this morning as the Aussies line up. The number 1, Jim Grills. The number 2, Will Weston. Number 3, Lance Anderson. Time on, call by umpire Franklin. Ball's gone out the back. It'll be Moore. He'll be first on it. The Kiwi defender, number 3, in control. It's in the reins of the number 3, Bo Moore for the Kiwis as he looks to 10 with Jim Grills. Pass goes out, couldn't quite make it. And it'll be Lance Anderson, the number 3. He'll pick it up. Was going to run it, thought better of it now. Found Grills with the flat pass. That pass comes through. It's in control. The 1-2 didn't make it to Grills. Will it sit there for him? Yes, it will. Grills is going to run it. Anderson comes through to take it to player and make it a one-on-one contest. Grills goes into the area, bounce trap, hard pressed by Moore, but it's Grills in control. The goal shooter for the number 1, the green and golds. It's all the right left-hand turn from the pony in the number 1 position, and that'll put goal number 5 on the board for the Australians.
Yes, Australia stepping out pretty well again in the men's here. Bo Moore with a sit out the back on that last one, though. They're going to have to watch that. The Aussie boys out the back of the lineup if Bo Moore comes out with too many more. As they line up now, far side of the field, ball goes in, out of the advantage of New Zealand's, but Land Anderson's out there. Anderson away. Anderson checks the pony up now, thinks better of it, looking for an opportunity. Jimmy Grills arrives on the scene on a big wild through, but ducking around Lance Anderson, looking for the pass. Bo Moore, Jimmy Grills in the area. Jimmy Grills working away around, just trying to mesh up over that 30-yard line. Here we go. He's got the break. No, thinks better of it once again. Bowmore covered well, but he's got a real good lead now. Big pass out. Didn't wait till he got to the 30-yard line. Lance Anderson put that one in from about 25 yards out. Okay, checks up now. Bowmore with a big bit of timber. One over. Here we go. Big overhand throw from Jimmy Grills after a bit of timber. Puts another one on the board, and we go out now by 6. Australia 6.
Yeah, 6 goals plays nil, the official score. Yet to see young Jared Richardson. Had a pretty handy game this morning. Can he grab one up the front here against his opponent, Jim Grills? They line up in front of the scorers. Ball's gone out the back. It'll fall in the racket of the number 3 for the Kiwis. Bo Moore. Moore now looks up to find Richardson. Pass went out. This could be the first one on the board for the All Blacks. And a nice bit of work by the number 3 for the Kiwis in Bo Moore. Gaining possession. Looked up, found his number 1, the sharpshooter in Richardson. And there it is, first blood on the board for the Blacks.
Yeah, All Blacks taking a bit of mocker off their back now, off their shoulder now. That monkey's gone. The first goal's on the board right at the back. Oh, Lance Anderson pulls it down out of the sky, says, I'll have it, thank you. He sets sail now, looking for Jimmy Grills. Jimmy Grills is away. There he is, takes it well over the 30-yard line, checks the pony up. Waits for a second now, ducks under Moore. Moore with a big hit, tries to straighten him up. Straight through. Australia answer fiercely back to New Zealand's goal with another one, and 7 goals to 1 as we come back to the centre.
Scorers end of the field with umpire Chris Franklin. He lines them up. The 1s, the 2s, the 3s. They're not quite happy with them just yet, though. Look at the tussle between the 1s, each fighting for their spot. He lines them up. Oh, there right now. It's bounced off the 2s. It's gone out the back. Lance Anderson, no, he won't. He'll leave it behind. Weston come up with it. What a pickup, too. That one wasn't his. He wasn't meant to get that, but sheer determination pulled Weston into it. And now he wheels his little pony around, steps around Russell Ty, looks to link up with Jim Grills coming through. The pass went out. Grills will run it himself. No, he won't. Checks up. He's got black shirts all around him. Finds some space now. Puts Bowmore on his non-racket side. Head for the 30-yard line. He likes that little road in there. As he bounced, went down, gathered nicely. He's not too keen to take on the stick from Moore. This lad, he knows how to throw him. So it's Bo Moore to do battle with Jimmy Grills once again. And I reckon we might see a bit of a South African action here as Jimmy Grills throws it straight through the uprights. and that'll push it to goal number 8 for the Australians.
Goal number 8. Those New Zealanders are riding hard though after the ball. They're putting a lot of pressure on. It won't be too much longer before some of that starts to pay off. You can just see this couple of Aussie ponies just starting to slow that second, and they're having to take an extra turn every time. Now out that goes Jimmy Grills, leans out, near side, can't handle on the first one. It was a bit hot, but he got on the second. Bounces, traps, open goal. Thanks for coming. We're here to play, said the Aussies, and away they go now. Push out 9 goals to 1. Hard day at the office for the New Zealanders at the moment.
No. Looks like that counted as that wasn't a goal, that one. That's he must have been forced out over the back line, so it was a New Zealand ball, so it's only 8 goals plays won, as it's Jared Richardson, the man, the goal shooter for the All Blacks. He's in control in centre field. He's got his teammate Russell Ty taking one out of the equation. Bounce went down, unkind bounce. Good get by the young fella. Looks to step around Anderson. High left, rackets coming from everywhere. Not too keen to take on the stick from Anderson though, as Richardson has a shot. 1, 2, whistle went on, flags waved, all clear. We'll just wait to see whether the goal was paid. Yep. Yep, so the goal was shot, and that'll put them goal number 2 for the New Zealand.
Ball goes in now, out the back it goes. Lance Anderson will have the sit on it, leaves it behind this time. Everybody's down. Will Weston pulled that out from the legs of Russell Ty's pony and heads goalward now. Jimmy Grills is there, takes it neatly. Precision Polocrosse there by Jimmy Grills. Great work. Just hard grinding grunt number 2 work from Will Weston. Pulled it out from nowhere, dragged it out, and then wore the timber and the pressure all the way to the line. Jimmy Grills doing what good number 1s do, combing his hair and making sure he was there at the 30-yard line when the time came. Australians wind out at the end of the second chukker, 9 goals to 2. New Zealanders with a bit of work to do, but by no means unassailable. This will be an 8 chukker game, I believe, Zach.
Yeah, 8 sixes is what they're playing, Jeremy. And I'll just say, you were talking about Will Weston. I was having a conversation with someone earlier about him. He's a good player, no doubt, but under these big, high-pressure jobs, he just really goes that next level in the consistency, and he really lifts to the occasion, doesn't he?
Mate, I love watching the guy play. I watched him at the Albury Nationals a couple of years ago, and they said they started the weekend with him on the bench, and they started every game with Will Weston on the bench, and I tell you, it's a pretty fair sort of polocrosse team. You can do that. You start with Will Weston on the bench, and then you look for where the problem is, and you just inject the solution in the form of Will Weston. New South Wales did it every time. They'd let someone get out by a couple of goals in the chukker, and then they'd go, righto, slot, well, we're in there. And he's the fixer.
The fixer indeed. So as we ride back on for the women, I reckon these New Zealand girls, they've gone back to the drawing board. He's the fixer. They could use Will Weston in their side, I reckon. They've got to work out the problem, where the problem was, and see how they go. Looks like we've had a change in positions. I think Marin Ty's gone up the front. The number 2 is Gemma Murray, and the number 3 will remain Beth Peaker. For the Aussie women, we've had a change around as well. Suzette Thomas. No, it won't. It'll be the Lauren Salito. She'll go up the front. Suzette Thomas in the middle, and out the back, Lucy Grills. Ball's gone in. It'll sit there for the 3s. Grills, no, it won't. Peaker, no one wants it. Salito, she picks it up. She picks it up, cops it, stick off Peaker for her actions. Bounce goes down on the grey pony. Plenty of pace, plenty of height. And those flags were waved all clear. And that'll put goal number 10 on the board for the Aussies.
Double digits now for the Australians as they ride out there. Great bit of work by Lauren Saletto. Just cleaned the scraps up out of that lineup. Everyone had had a go at it by the time she arrived. Picked it up. Dealt with 2 black people on the way down there. Managed to get through the 30-yard line and convert. Great work when number 1s can get their own ball. As they line up now, out it goes to the advantage of New Zealand. No, it's bounced out over the sideline. Umpires will line them up again. Umpire Buster Jolly, far side of the field. Pretty experienced player is Buster Jolly, and good umpire at that. Ball goes in only as far as the 3s. Beth Peaker can see it. She pounces on it now. She's got to get past Lauren Saletto. Ducks around. Here we go. Suzette gives her one for a trouble, but she's equal to that, and now she heads goalward looking for a number 1. Marin Ty there takes the pass, takes it well too. Lucy Grills just working the area. Checks up on the chestnut pony, does Lucy. Big chop back, leans out. Oh, empties the ball out as he tried to go for a shot at goal now. Lucy Grills with the don't argue, I'll have that ball, thank you. Passes out now to Soletto. Soletto had to reach. She's not a real tall one, but she managed to reach out and find enough reach to get that ball. Pulled it back in now. Just a little bit bogged on the grey pony at the moment, just trying to get out of traffic. Here she goes, gives it its head and heads goalward now. Got to get past Pika. Pika comes to meet her. Pika heads a go to the sideline. Pressure's on there. New Zealand's all over her. No, she's too good for them. Bounces, traps, 30-yard line. Gives her grey pony its head and puts another one on the board, and they go out now to 1-1. That's 11. 1-1 plays 2.
What about the manoeuvres from Soledo? Bogged down in traffic. I thought she was down over that sideline, but somehow just come out of that and went through. Bounce, trap, shoot, goal. Goal number 11. Scorer's end of the field now. Bounced off the ones. It went down the Aussie side. It was flicked up. It'll sit there for Marantai. No, it won't. It'll be Pika. Pika playing a little bit of fancy work there. It is still on the ground. No, it won't. It'll be the call from umpire Chris Franklin, where he's going to line them up to all 6 players. So he tells them to steady back. Waits for the 3s to come in. Set now, ball goes in, snapped up the front there by Lawrence Soledo, the number 1 on the grey pony as she stretches the big fella out. Looks for the 30-yard line, looks to get around. Beth Peaker, bounce, trap, she's going to run it on the side. Angle shot. She's having a hell of a game out there, Jeremy.
Soledo all the way for my money at the moment. Lauren's actually just smoking them out of that lineup, pulled that one out all the way down, dealt with the traffic all the way. Didn't even worry about giving her players time enough to grab another New Zealander. She just went through. Ball goes in now out the back. Who's going to be first one to it? Lucy Grills can see it. Does she get the sit? Yes. Needle backhand pick up now. She got to avoid Pika. She got Pika out of position. Ball goes in. Big swing. Pass goes across. Taken well. Solita's there. Pika arrives. Big overhand. Back at goal. Here we go again. Score pushes out just a little bit more. Back to the centre they come. Back to the centre they come. New Zealand's with a bit of work to do now. Umpire Franklin calls them in. Get ready, girls. Get ready to go. Time out is a call. Time out is a call here, and we've got a bell boot to solve. Aussie girls with a fair handle on the game at the moment, working pretty hard. New Zealand by no means out of it, just need a little luck of fortune, a ball to fall their way at the moment. Australians making their own luck in the form of Lauren Soletto as they line back up, ready to go. Time on's a call from umpire Franklin. Go back, you're wasting your own time. Here we go. Ball goes in now, only as far as the 2s. Onto the ground it goes. Who'll be first one to it? Gemma can see it. Unable to come up with it. Murray couldn't quite get a racket to it. Just that 2 seconds out of reach. Going to go the way of Australia. Soletto with the ball. Play on's a call. Gives it out to herself. Oh, shocking bounce. Everyone's had a go at it. It's on the pack. Everyone's down. Who's going to come up with it? I can see. Into the racket. Into the racket there of Suzette Lister. Suzette straight across to Soletto. Soletto got an absolutely terrible bounce at the 30-yard line. Pika arrives on the scene, but the back line beats him. We'll wait to see the umpire's decision. Reckoning that packet of Skittles again that it's going to go the way of New Zealand.
So it'll be a New Zealand ball. The number 3, Beth Pika, takes the 10-yard throw, sits up nicely. It's got a very handy play by the name of Lauren Soledo there to deal with on that big grey horse. As Beth Pika in control, looks for the exit ramp to bring the ball out. Bounce goes down, does so nicely. Now it comes through the Australian defence. Pika, she's going to run the sideline. Gets around the big grey house. No, she's in some traffic now. 1, 2 from Soledo. 3. Thomas comes through, unloaded it. Ball's on the groundwood. It looks like it'll be that girl on the grey house. No, that offside picket, they didn't want it. Murray, she's gone down to pick it up. Couldn't get it though. Thomas, she's seen it and she's come up with it. Now looks for Soledo down there in the area. They're swinging from everywhere. Pass has gone out. And it's Lauren Soledo in control with the grey horse, the goal-scoring number 1 for Australia. Lauren Soledo winds the winds the game back just that little bit as she prets a hard hit from Pika there, and it's Soledo all day as we put goal number 14 on the board for the Aussies. Well, these Aussie defence, Pika brought it out there and just ran into a wall of green and gold. Far side of the field with umpire Buster Jolly. Ball's gone in, bounce off the twos, but that's time. That is time. That's the end of the third chukker. And we have a scoreline that reads 14 plates 2. Now, the New Zealand men, they've got some ground to make up, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what Shane Hill's been saying to him up there, but I tell you what, it'll be interesting to see how they come out. So the names come into the scoreboard down here, going to let us know whose horses, who's riding what horses. These horses of the New Zealanders are on. They're all supplied and donated for the weekend, as are the ones for the World Cup in April up in Queensland, when Australia take on 7 other countries from around the world in the Polocrosse World Cup. Still looking for some horses for that, so if you've got yourself a reasonable horse that you'd like to see played at the best level in the world, go and talk to Charlie Brooks. He's here this weekend, Charlie Brooks, and let him know about what horses you might have available. Ball goes in this time out the back. Here we go. New Zealand on a first. No, Jimmy Grills. Jimmy Grills out to the number 3 there, and Lance Anderson. Lance Anderson away. Abbott Grills has come in the space of Will Weston in the centre here. I can see Abbott Grills. A big, sort of lanky structure that he is. Pass goes across to Jimmy. Jimmy makes good play. Now, Beau Moore just going to try and keep the keys away from him, trying to keep that door shut as he goes down deep into Devil's Corner, as they call it. Works his way around now. Little left-hand spin, leans out, across the front of the pony's nose and puts another one on the board, and Australia push out again, ladies and gentlemen.
So the New Zealand men, they're down to 3 players. Had Jason White go out with a groin injury yesterday. So therefore, the 3 players, what we see is the ball gets thrown in the far side, snapped up the front there by the young man up the front in Jared Richardson. Richardson put the 1-2 back to the number 3 in Beau Moore, and Beau's going to carry it as he waits for his number 1 to get down in position. The pass goes out. He's going to take it down, and as he's running into goal, it's Richardson. Bounce, traps, regathers. Looks to do the dance with Lance Anderson down in the area. No mucking around, though. And he puts it through the uprights, which will put goal number 3 on the board for the All Blacks. And I was talking to Jared Richardson a little bit earlier on. He said to give a shout out to Stephen Harris and his girlfriend Lauren. They'll be watching on the live streaming that's streamed all around the world as we line up in front of the scorers. Ball's gone in, it's bounced off the twos, gone out the black side. It'll be that man, Beau Moore. Dummies it back through to Russell Ty. Ty now, dummies it through, couldn't pull off the pass. We got some play on is the call as the ball went groundward, and Beau Moore, he come through, picked it up. 1, 2, 3 off Abbott Grills. They threw it all at him too. Ball's gone groundward where it looks like it'll sit for that man, Richardson. Jared Richardson, he comes up with it, dances around, puts a high volley over the top. Abbott Grills coming through, sneaks that one away, and now he drops a hammer on that little bay horse and looks to link up with his number 1, Abbott Grills. Beau Moore right down there giving Grills a hard time, but it's still Abbott Grills in control of the ball. The black defence trying to take it off him. Grills looks like he's clear now. Pass went out, interfered with Russell Ty, but Jimmy Grills, good take there by the number 1 from Australia. And he looks to put it through the sticks. He step around the big man, Beau Moore, as Jimmy Grills ducks left, shimmies right, opens up now, and there it is, goal number 16.
Well, making them work a little bit harder for the goals now, the New Zealanders. That went up and down a couple of times, but eventually the skills of Abbott Grills managed to get himself onto that ball, brought it all the way down, and cousin Jimmy, here you go. Far side of the field they line up. Ball goes in. Oh, snagged out the front by Richardson. Saw that Rosemount racket pull it out of the sky from here. This time checks up now. Little right-hand spin. Trying to get around traffic. Coming in to do a job. There's Beau Moore. Gets Jimmy Grills out of the way. Russell Ty's got his Abbott Grills on the other side. Bounces down. Traps. As you said before, Zach. Here we go. Dance with Lance. Oh, Lance come up with it too. You don't want to go a dance with a Lance and he touches you like that. as he's in charge of the ball now, Lance Anderson. Lance Anderson with the ball at the 30-yard line. Bounces, traps, said, I'll take it. Hits goalward now. There's a bunch of Australians and they're a fair bit further forward than the black shirts. At the 30-yard line, bounces, across it goes, little pass. Thank you for coming, Australia. Big work there. Big work by Lance Anderson in the area. Really put the pressure on Richardson. Stripped him of the ball. As we said before, went to the dance and got stripped.
Went to the dance with Lance. Not even the GST caught up with him on that one as he fired it straight through to his number 1, Jimmy Grills. That goal right there goes to the number 3, Anderson. Time off called there by umpire Jolly. So looks like Jimmy Grills just going to sort out some gear problems. So we'll go fix a breastplate or something maybe. I'll just have a look at it. Back at the pit crew. There's still chance for the New Zealanders to work out some problems, but I think they've got a long road ahead of them, Jeremy.
I'm afraid so, mate. I'm going to keep my Skittles. I'm not going to give you any real odds on those today. I think there's going to be a bit of work to be done, but we'll see. They're obviously down something at the far end of the field, whether it's a player or a horse. I'm not sure on the Aussie camp with that little swap out. So they definitely came back in that last little interlude. Russell Ty with one carry out of the centre, and then with a Jarrett Richardson with that goal. Little bit of work to be done. The ladies ride back out again. I can see Lucy Grills in the number 3 position. Beth Hafey in the number 2 position, I think, and Lauren Soletto up the front again. Suzette Thomas removed to the side for the moment. And the New Zealand girls. Kyla Hill in the number 1. Beth Peaker still out the back, and then Gemma Murray in the middle. Gemma Murray in the middle for New Zealand. Big damage being done here in the women's in the number 2 position. It was a great chucker from Suzette last time. Beth Hafey earlier on was very solid as well, doing a lot of damage. Lauren Soletto's the danger woman out here. And just if you got no one else to worry about, you've got to worry about the back end of the line up there where Lucy Grills is just dominating, Zach.
Yeah, very solid line-up there by the Australian women. As New Zealand is currently feeling the wrath of, at the moment, with the scoreline at what it is. So we're nearly set to get underway at the top of the 5th. The first chucker here in its Australian versus New Zealand game, Ballarat 2019. With umpire Chris Franklin, he lines them up, puts it in, the ball's gone in, it's bounced down the Aussie side, and the Australians, Lucy Grills, the number 3, plucked it out of there. She was hard pressed down there by Beth Peaker, but it's Lucy Grills, the number 3 for the Aussies. Wheels her pony around, looking to link up with Soletto. Pass went out, nicely taken 2. Peaker thought of letting one go, but she kept it in the holster. Soletto now, opportunity came up, drove around the front, and that was it. That was goal number 18.
Getting hard to say. There's a few goals there anyway on the board from the Australian point of view. They'll be very happy with this as they lead up into the World Cup in April, up in Warwick, Queensland. The best in the world will all be arriving there. As the players line up now, far side of the field, ball goes in, it's right out the back. Who's got the sit on it? Looks to me like Lucy Grills. She works around, just reaches down, drags it up out of the dirt and heads goalward, looking for a number 1 in Soletto. Soletto's got Peaker exactly where she wants her, completely wrong-sided, takes it beautifully at the line. This time, near side, little left-hand turn, ducks, looks around, thinks better of it. Peaker just blocks her up now. The urgency gone a little bit for the Australians now. They probably don't need to put them on as quick as they have been. They'll be just saving a few ponies, working on it. Soletto, round the front, big overhand. Yep, goal. We're waiting to see. No, waved away, waved away. Good opportunity for the Australians to practice some of this international rules. For those that don't know, you're seeing these overhand throws. We don't play it here in Australia, so we don't get a lot of experience at it. They play it they play it around the world in international rules, but in Australia, Pika came out with it, was stripped of it, still on the ground. Everyone's had a go. Stiletto's had about 3. She's knocked it forward, and to her advantage, she's picked it up as well. Heads back to goals by herself. Bounces, absolutely atrocious bounce. Didn't come up for her. Really, really unkind. She'll be back first to it as Pika. Pika with it now. Pika just steals it out from under her nose, checks the pony up. Got to work out how to get out. She didn't have a successful run out of here a second ago, so you'll think better of it this time. Ran into a wall of green and yellow shirts as she came out. This time trying to get going. Pony's just running a little bit tired, the far end of the field. She's had a pretty solid go round. This is the third chucker for this for Pika in the number 3 position. She hasn't changed yet. Now headed far to their advantage. No, ball spills free on the ground. Gemma Murray comes in, but so does a wall of yellow shirts. Just checks up. She's in a fair bit of trouble in the corner. There's lines everywhere. Big pass off to Pika. Pika gets 1, 2, 3 taps on it. Stiletto comes through, says I'll have it. Gets another tap on it. Gets it at an advantage. A bit of timber from Pika. Ducks under the wood. Now checks the pony up. Just readjusts herself and the reins, gets herself ready to go. Checks up once again, just working around. Pony's just starting to feel it a little bit. 2 black shirts arrive. Thinks away again. Right hand turn. Got to get over the 30-yard line. At the 30-yard line. Bounces. Traps. Unattested. Now she's out in the corner. Pika's with it. Put the pressure on. Put it back into herself. Came out with it. Well done. Lauren Stiletto. I think the pony's just starting to tire a little bit, but she managed to pedal away all the way down there against the adversity of Beth Pika and managed to get one on the board for Australians. They're going to push up now. I think it'll be somewhere near 18, 19.
So the New Zealanders just can't quite get a run at it here in the top of the 5th. Ball goes in. It's gone out the back. Pulled down onto the Aussie side. It looks like it'll be the first Beth Hapey. No, it won't. It'll be Lucy Grills, the number 3 for Australia. Steps around the black defence. Looks up, trying to find her number 1 in Stiletto. Pass went out. Nicely taken by Stiletto as she dances around. Will she go the run-in shot? No, thinks better of it. So Beth Pika just trying to get a crack at that racket. And we're here once again with the number 1 from Australia in Stiletto. Stiletto goes for a ride around the top of the left-hand corner of the area. Waits for her opportunity. It'll come. Ducks left, checks, pulls right. Shimmy, shake. Backs the pony up. Pika doing a nice job here, but couldn't get her on that occasion. And Stiletto, she's not having a great 5th chucker. She's steered that one just to the right of the post. So Beth Pika, the number 3 from New Zealand. She'll take the ball out from the spot where umpire Franklin says. Takes a 10-yard throw. Got an unkind bounce. Stiletto was right there at the scene of the crime. Bounce, trap, turned in, left-hand turn, straight into goals. And they got that one, Jeremy.
Yeah, just having to do 1 or 2 more turns than she'd like and a little bit more work getting into the area there at the moment, Lauren Stiletto. Pika doing a great job on making it really, really difficult for Stiletto to score these goals down there. They're definitely slowing the scoring rate down, the New Zealand guys, which they'll be quite happy about that, the ladies. They'll be taking a little bit of a few notes on that and writing it in their book up at the far end of the field, I would say Shane Hill will be. Ball goes in now. Oh, Pika managed to bat it down to the New Zealand side advantage. Oh, but bursting through the pack was Lauren Stiletto. Lauren Stiletto bounces, traps, comes up kindly. There's nothing but grass in front of her. She puts it out. Stephen Harris receives in the goal mouth for... So Lauren Stiletto with another one on the board for Australia. 21-4. As we wind out the end of the... 5th chucker. We've got 3 more to go. We've got 3 more to go, ladies and gentlemen, and it's on out here.
And as the mercury climbs up in this fantastic Ballarat weather, I can assure you we have played Polocrosse here and the rain's coming in sideways. That's been done many times before. But on this cracking Sunday afternoon up here in Ballarat, we look to see a few of our major sponsors here out the front of the bar having a beverage. That's Olympus Horse Feed, Eureka Concrete, Salty Gully Saddlery, West Ag Farmer Equipment, Zuet Spins, Stanford Top Salary, Ren Diesel, A&J Auto Elect, TB White and Sons, Pittman Contracting, Hewitt and Whitty Farm Supplies, and Terry Kelly Racing. We've got our two umpires out here, Chris Franklin and Buster Jolly, doing a fantastic job, keeping everyone under control and safe. As we slide back for the New Zealand men. Have a feeling they'd stay the same? No, we've had a change. Bo's gone into the engine room. So the number one is still Jared Richardson. Bo Moore will go in the engine room in the middle. And Ty Russell will step out the back, Jeremy. The Aussies, we're yet to see how they come out.
Okay, so first change for the weekend for these guys. Well, no, first change for the day anyway. Russell Ty out the back in the number 3, probably the most experienced campaigner out here in this New Zealand side. Definitely the most experienced campaigner for New Zealand. And nearly arguably the most experienced campaigner across the Australian and New Zealand categories. Suzette Thomas or Russell Ty, I think, have probably been capped more than anybody out here. The big left-hander's gone and checked the racket bag. He's taken the Rosemount out and put it away, put it back in the holster, Zach. He's pulled out with a bomber.
He has. He's gone back to the truck. He's sacked the Rosemount racket. Oh, he's broken it. Possibly might have broke it over Lance Anderson's arm after Lance got hold of him down there in the bottom goal scoring area. But the young lad, he stepped out with the bomber racket now as we kick off the top of the 6. Ball goes in, bounced down by the 3s. No, it wasn't. It was plucked. Yes, it was bounced down by the 3s. It'll sit there for Bo Moore, the engine room for the All Blacks. Spots his man in Russell, out on his own, looks up. Now here they are, the boys. They're off to a good start at the top of the 6 as he rides shotgun right there with Richardson. And that'll put goal number 5 on the board. I lost control of where that ball ended up there, but the man in the middle, in Bo Moore, he's seen it, picked it up, spotted his free man in Russell Ty, and away they went.
Yeah, well, you would argue it worked for them. They've just bashed it down again in the centre, pulled down by Bo Moore once again. Didn't come up kindly for him. Ended up in the racket of Jimmy Grills at the far end of the field, which was not really what they wanted, but definitely pulled down hard by Bo Moore in the centre. What actually happened was that our friend Will Weston managed to drag it up out of the ground, passed it off to Lance Anderson, and Lance Anderson with a quick 1-2 to Jimmy Grills at the 30-yard line said, "Thanks for coming, here we go again." They line up back to centre field. Ready to go. Only as far as the 2s. It's on the ground again. Everyone can see it. Lance Anderson right into the pack. He comes. He manages to get dislodged though, and goes into the racket of Richardson. Jared Richardson now. He's got Will Weston there with a ton of timber on him. Went for a little walk in the forest. There was that much wood around, but he managed to come out the other end of it. Bounces, traps, takes well in the corner now. He got that dance with Lance. Here it comes again. Checks up now. What's he got left? Little left, little right. Thinks better of it. Don't know how long I want to stay with this exposed. Little left hand. Oh, big swing there from Lance Anderson. Oh, gets a racket to it. One day when it works, and the other day when it doesn't work, you just can't win a trick, can you? Lance Anderson's got it all over him at the moment.
Yeah, nice by Lance Anderson there. He'll bring the ball out from the 10-yard throw. Richardson will look to get a chop of the cherry. Can't quite catch him though. Will he get to him? The All Blacks are either side. 1-2. Didn't get him on either. Lance Anderson still in control. Looking to link up with his one. Does so nicely. Richardson fires back with a little bit of a volley himself. And we will wait for the umpire's whistle. Richardson may have been in the area when he did that. In the wrong place at the wrong time. As Jim Grills, the Australian number 1, Take the 10-yard throw from the spot. Took a little left-hand turn in there with a nice little shot under the neck. And that'll bring the Aussies up to goal number 23. 23 plays 5. We just need to update the scoreboard down there. 23 goals plays 5 as we roll out to the far side of the field.
Umpire Buster Jolly throws it in once again. Only got to the 2s, but Lance Anderson jumped forward, said, I'll have it. Thank you very much. Lance Anderson now making his way goalward. Jimmy Grills on the lead. Ball goes in from a long way out. Taken well by Grills. Now back into the corner he goes. He's down there. He's got Russell Ty all over him. Russell Ty tries to push him out of the back line, but he gets around it. Manages to regroup now. Top of the D. Thinks about a little Hail Mary. This time round the front. Straight through, the rackets go up the far end of the goal. The flags are waving, and there we go. Australia with another one. Australia with another one here. So Australia making a bit of a field day. Back to the centre they come. Ready to go, Zach.
In starters' hands, umpire Franklin. He lines them up, the 1s, the 2s. Not quite there yet. They are now, and as he lets them fly, and it's gone out the back. It'll be that man in the green and gold shirt, and Anderson. Anderson looks up, finds his number 1, riding shotgun in the hot sun. And that'll be another goal to the Australians, and that'll push him out to goal number 25, plays 5. Lance Anderson. I think he might have caught one for his efforts on there as the number 3, Ty must have got a racket to him, but not good enough as the ball's been thrown in, and it looks like it's that number 1 again. That number 1 in Jay Grills, bounce, trap, shoots. And they'll push it up to goal 26.
Goal 26, yeah, mate. What's this riding shotgun in the hot sun, man? Is that your breed for every need? As we get back to the centre, here we go. Ready to line up, players. It's the teamwork that makes the dream work, isn't it? Here we go. Let's bring them all out, see what we've got. Ball goes in now out the back. Who's going to be first one to it? Oh, Russell Ty's got the sit on it. Russell Ty's got Lance Anderson all over him like a Sunday morning rash. Pass goes across now, taken well by Richardson. Richardson heads goalward now. Richardson's got Lance to deal with. Bounces, traps. Oh, no, he didn't on the first, but he managed to get it back. Richardson now in charge. Richardson's got to get past. Lance has got that thing cocked and loaded. He's waving it around. Just checks back now. There's Richardson. Richardson just that little bit nervous here. He's not going to take him on if he doesn't have to. Leans out, thinks better of it. Lance Anderson just keeping the door locked. Firmly closed down that end of the field. The goals are shut. Just leans out. Big one over the top. Here we go. New Zealand with another one, ladies and gentlemen. New Zealand came to play, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, nice goal by Richardson there. As the All Blacks pull one back. On the far side of the field with umpire Jolly. He lines them up. They look to be there, set now. It's plucked out of there by that man in the middle. The engine room for the All Blacks by Moore. Moore now as he gathers the reins, pulls the pony back. Got to deal with Jimmy Grills, does so, but a little too late because that's time. That's the end of the 6th chucker. As we could have had one more for the All Blacks, but that timer ran out. Sorry. As 26 goals, play 6 in favour of the Aussies.
What do you reckon, Zach? Would you say that change worked for them out there, the New Zealanders? They definitely appeared to be driven a lot more from the guts.
Yeah, I reckon that change has paid off there, Jeremy. Beau Moore is just a dangerous player as it is, but once he's in that engine room, he can be extremely dangerous. And it's paid off because I know Lance Anderson's hard to stop out the back, but Russell Ty, he can hold his own and have Beau Moore in there. I think it worked, yes.
Yeah, well, it definitely appeared that way. I think the scoreboard pressure slowed down just a little bit there, but the big work there was still done by Lance Anderson. If we're not out the back of the lineup in the area, he must have taken a couple out on Richardson. Big work in the area from Anderson. I don't know what the options are when he's got every door closed and every way to goal closed. I think the only option's to do that, go back and stand out in the corner and throw right over the top of him. But he managed to bat most of those down as well.
Well, one thing you wouldn't want to do is take on his wood, as Richardson found out a little bit earlier on. And Lance Anderson putting everything he had to was able to spoil that over the top shot. You don't see them too often, but I'm sure Richardson will go back to the drawing board and he'll work out a game plan. He was copping some pretty heavy timber out there at one stage. You've seen more timber than Huey Radford on a weekday. And we ride back on for the women. Looks like for the Australians, it'll be Suzette Thomas. The number 2, Beth Hafian. Out the back will be Lucy Grills. For the New Zealand side, the number 1, Marin Ty. The number 2, Gemma Murray. And the number 3 out the back, Kayla Hill. Ball goes in and be out the back. Who's it going to be first? Lucy Grills. Will she see it with a backhand pickup? Yes, she will. Hard press there by Murray, but it's Grills in control. Kayla Ty comes through. No, it's not. That's Marin. Takes a hit, rolls through, bounce, pass went in. Suzette Thomas. Suzette Thomas in control. As he's on the grey pony now. Got to get around Kyla Hill. It's Suzette Thomas. Will she wear one for off Hill for her efforts? No, she won't. She'll keep hold of it. She'll keep hold of it and go for a ride around the top of the D. Looks to put a bit of pace on now. 1, 2. Will Hill get her? Yes, she will. Nice number 3 work there from the defending number 3 in Kayla Hill. Able to force the penalty there on Suzette Thomas, and it'll be Kyla Hill ball.
Kyla Hill in charge of the ball. She comes out. Oh, wasn't the nicest of passes to herself, but she managed to deal with it. Now she's got Suzette. Suzette really liked to change the books back her way. Ducks, a little pass. Maybe I was on the wrong angle. Didn't look really pretty to me, but they managed to avoid each other going into the area there as they line up now. But back through. Big side flick out, and we've just put it away to a no-goal, so it's going to end up in the racket of Lucy Grills. Lucy Grills in charge of the ball now as she comes out to herself, puts it out 10 yards. Oh, yes, managed to pick it up well, but big pressure coming on. Big pressure coming on there from New Zealand as they head goalward now. So what have we got out here? Just ducks around. Lucy Grills in charge of the ball. Lucy Grills in charge of the ball. Big pass across. Suzette Lister making position on the grey pony. Turn and goal towards goal. There's another one on the board, and away we go. Bang. Thanks for coming. The Aussies answer really, really fiercely back.
He's up and all right. So who bowled him over? If he got bowled, I reckon he would have stayed down a bit longer. So ball's gone in, out the back it will be. It'll be that girl, that lady in the yellow shirt. No, it won't. Yes, it will. Beth Hafey. Beth Hafey, the number 2 for Australia. She comes up with a pill. She looks left, ducks right. She's got the All Black defence comes through. They can't get a look at her though. Looks up, finds the number 1 in Suzette Thomas. Thomas now on the grey pony, steps around Marin. Yes, she does. Kyla Hill, sorry. He took it off Suzette Thomas. Done so nicely. Lays the racket back. There's not much of this girl, but look at her go. Pure grit. Looks up, finds her number 1. Pass went out. Hard pass it was too. Can Marin Ty get it? No, she couldn't. And the back line will though, I think, Jeremy.
Yeah, backline beater there. They were going at a racing pace when they hit that 30-yard line, and pass didn't come across kindly. Ball spilled free. Just a little bit of timeout being called at the moment. It looks like they're fixing a bit of gear. Righto, so time off has been called while they just remedy a little bit of gear. And they'll be right back at it in a second. Lucy Grills just getting a bit of maintenance. So New Zealand starting to stand up here again. A couple of big chuckers there from, big wins there from Kyla Hill. Zach out in the area. She's stripped Suzette a couple of times with that ball.
Indeed, Jeremy. That's not an easy task to do. But she was able to give Suzette a fairly hard time down there. And didn't they come out of that area with some pace? At a racing pace they went. And it was just unfortunate the ball couldn't get into the racket of Marin Ty there, the number 1 for New Zealand. The back line beat him. And while we've just got a bit of time off, Well, we've just got a bit of time off. I'll remind everyone, one of our major sponsors, Terry Kelly, he's got a horse that's going to be nominated for the All-Star Mile. That'll race on the 16th of March at Flemington Racecourse. And he's got that horse in there, Foundry. He'll be in there. Terry needs your help. He needs you to go on and vote for his horse. And that horse will go in and make it into that race where it'll go for a total prize money of $5 million. And if you go on and vote for it, you then go in the draw to win a bit of coin yourself for total prize money of $250,000 or $10,000 if it runs in the first 10. Which, that's not a bad deal, Jeremy. But that All-Star Mile, that'll certainly be a race to watch.
Indeed it will, indeed it will. And it's, as you said, public voting to get the nominations of the runners. I'll tell you what else won't be bad to watch, Zach, and that's the World Cup up in Queensland in April this year, when we see 8 teams from around the world go at it. The best in the world playing Polocrosse. These guys out here, you see the Australian and New Zealand sides, they'll be there. But the current world champions, the South Africans, will be there as well. I notice that we've got a bit of a spy here at the moment, Stephen Harris, down in the goals from the South African side, watching what's going on, and he'll be writing as many notes in his notepad as our friend Shane Hill at the other end. Well, that's probably not right, because I'm not sure that Stephen knows how to write or spell, but either way, he'll be taking notes.
Yes, that World Cup will be commencing in, I think it goes from the 22nd to the 28th of April. And all of that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the kind donation and lend of people lending their horses out in order for the World Cup competition. And players come from all over the world and play on borrowed horses, as do the Australian players. All the horses go into a pool where their names are drawn out of a hat. Any questions or anything about that? Charlie Brooks, he's here this weekend. Come and see him or jump onto the website. But looks like we're ready to get underway here again. So I think we've had a bit of a swap over. Beth Hafey, she's gone in the number 3 position. And Marin Ty trying to take that ball off her. But it'll be Beth Hafey. Put the pass out. Didn't come off though. Marin Ty, she's seen it. Got a kind bounce. Wasn't making no mistake about that one. And nice work there by the number 1 in Marin Ty from New Zealand. She made sure of it. And that'll be goal number 6 for the All Blacks.
So the Kiwis with a first quick goal in this resuming play. Ball goes in this time, only as far as the 2's. Down it goes, and it runs precariously close to the sideline now. Everyone under pressure. Suzette Thomas, she's got it, but I tell you what, she's got black shirts all around her. Oh, well done, Suzette Thomas. She managed to evade the timber of the wood choppers from New Zealand. Out she comes at the 30-yard line. Bounces. Does it come up for her? Yes, it does. Leans out. Thomas goes bang. Thank you very much. There's another one for Australia. And she answers very, very fiercely back and very, very quickly and quite affirmatively to that one of Marin Ty's down the far end.
Not much Hill could have done about that, Jeremy. Suzette Thomas, she had it all thrown at her right down here in front of us. And it's great to see the level of Polocrosse from these New Zealand and Australian players. We're on the far side of the field. Ball was thrown out. Who will it be? It'll be that number 3 in Beth Hafey. I told you this before. She's had a hell of a weekend. Look at her go. The young girl. Playing in the number 3 position in the green and gold. She's put the 1-2 back into Stiletto. Stiletto now looks up, finds Thomas. Pass went out, nicely taken by Thomas on the grey horse. Now Thomas has got her job once again to get around that number 1 in number 3 in Kyla Hill. And Thomas did so nicely as he put a bit of pace on him to a sneaky one under the neck. And that'll put us up to goal number 29 plays 7 in favour of the Australians.
Yeah, big effort there from Beth Hafey. She's a debutante in the Australian World Cup team. She's first one out. Everyone else has already been capped, but a debutante there in Beth Hafey, and she's definitely showing why she was selected. Ball goes in now. Out the back it goes. No, it comes forward again. Sideline beats us. Like a pinball it was there, in and out straight away. Players line up now. Franklin calls him in. Ball goes in. Oh, two's pulled out of the centre now by Murray. Murray with the ball heads goalward looking for a number one. There's a lot of pressure and a fair bit of play. Player goes on. Pass goes across. All clear as the call. All clear as the call. Big work from New Zealand there. Good work out of the centre with Gemma Murray. She was under a lot of pressure at that 30-yard line. She managed to get the pass across cleanly. And time, ladies and gentlemen, time. And that is the last time you'll see these ladies out here. Put your hands together for the ladies. You won't see them again. Absolute spectacle of Polocrosse. I don't know whether there's many blokes that would like to go out and play against the calibre of ladies that are playing out here today. It's a pleasure to watch and a pleasure to commentate, Zach.
Yeah, it makes it very easy and, like you said, enjoyable. You sit here and you just watch the styles and competition of all these players out there. The riding off for the New Zealand side was Marin Tai, the number 2, Gemma Murray, and the number 3, Kyla Hill. And the impact players sitting on the sideline for the last chucker was Beth Peaker. She's had a lot of game time over the weekend. For the Australian girls, it was Suzette Thomas. It was Lauren Soletto and Beth Hafey with Lucy Grills. Just having the last half of that chucker on the sidelines. But we're going to ride on for the last chucker in this Australia versus New Zealand match. And we welcome back to the field. Riding on for the green and gold. We've had a swap around. The number 1 looks like it's going to be Abbott Grills. The number 2 in the engine room will be Jim Grills. The number 3 will be Will Weston. As they await the last chucker for the men to come on, the New Zealand men. There's a nice bit of cloud cover comes over the top of the Ballarat Polocrosse grounds. They've held up pretty good all weekend. They're a little bit dusty now and they've got a couple of unkind bounds, but we've had some amazing Polocrosse played over here in the last few days. Jeremy?
Yeah, fantastic Polocrosse across all the grades. It's been a great spectacle and it's good to see a few people travelling and coming down. So there's been a change. Beau Moore's gone up the front from the engine room to the front. He's gone right up there. Russell Ty in the middle and Jared Richardson out the back. He was a bit nervous about having to come out and dance with Lance, but we've left Lance off the sidelines this time, so we're not sure what's going on. Anyway, Kiwis with a change. Ball goes in out the back. Who'll be first one to it? Looks like that man Weston. Weston now. Weston with a pony-headed goalward, looking for his number 1 in Grills. Cross he goes. Abbott takes it well. Abbott unattended, straight through the goalpost. No mucking around. Puts one on the board for Australia. That'll take him to 30 goals. 30 goals to 7 as we come back to the centre. So 30 goals to 8. 30 goals to 8 as we come back to the centre. We line up far side of the field, Zach.
Far side of the field with umpire Buster Jolly, puts it in, it's gone back, way out the back. It'll sit there for that man in the green and gold shirt in Will Weston. He picks the ball up, checks up the bales, wheels it round. Hey, in come the Kiwi defence. No, it's Abbott Grills, Jimmy Grills, sorry, takes one out of the equation and makes it a 1-on-1 contest. Russell Ty, he gives him a bit of stick, but it's Will Weston on the bay horse as he lets the pony run now. Will Russell Ty get a racket to him? We'll tell you in just a few moments. Weston checks up, ducks around the back of Ty, looks up, finds his number 1 in Abbott Grills. Pass went out. Now this man, that man up the front in the number 1 position for Australia with a beautiful left-hand turn. Not many people can do that, but he's hit that goalpost, and it'll roll back out there for the number 3 in Jared Richardson. Richardson takes it over the 30-yard line and sets his pony alight. No, put the Jake brake on as he's just wound her down to 4th gear, puts a nice little flick out the back to the number 1 in Beau Moore. Moore now, land indicator on left, and he went right, bounced it over there, got a good bounce too, and nice bit of work by these New Zealand fellas. They might have worked it out in the last chucker, Jeremy.
Yeah, definitely change up a little bit. I don't know whether it's that or whether it's Richardson going out the back or it's Richardson changing to a Bennett racket out the back. This is his 3rd chucker and 3rd racket. But either way, he stepped out there. One of our sponsors here this weekend, Graham Bennett, sitting in the caravan over here. If you do need anything done, come and see him. Jared Richardson now. After his attempts with the other 2, he's Switched over to the white-headed Bennett racket. Ball goes in now out the back. Oh, knocked down hard. Pressure was there. Picked up by Jimmy Grills. I reckon he was over. Oh, umpire reckons he was over as well. Going to go the way of Bowmore. So New Zealand with a good start here. New Zealand playing pretty well into this start. Out to himself. Bowmore takes it. Didn't come up particularly well for him at that big work going on there by Russell Ty. Doing the best he can on Will Weston. Put him right out of the play. Bowmore comes through. Puts another one on the board. 30 goals to 10. So Australia strong out here on the 8 chuckers. 30 goals, a big number in 8 chuckers. But 10 goals is still very respectable and definitely happening in this last chucker.
Ball's gone in, bounced off the 2s. It'll sit there in front of the 1s. They volleyed it back. Richardson didn't want it, but he'll get first crack at it. Yes, he will. Slaps that racket down, looks up, finds that number 1 in Abbott Grills. 1, 2, 3, 4. He got them all too. In come the Australian defence. But too good as Bowmore was sat there all on his own. He takes the ball, cops a bit of stick off Grills for his efforts. 30-yard line, bounce, trap, got one to deal with left. Puts it high over the top. He's hit the post. Geez, they're good shots, these blokes out here, Jeremy. We roll through, it's gone on the ground. It looks like Weston, he didn't want it, left it there. Bowmore, he picked it up with a left-hand turn and poked that one through there to make it 11 goals, plays 30. So 11 goals, plays 30. As it's not that easy to hit that post, but there's a couple of players out here that have managed to do it twice in the one chucker.
Yeah, I'm tipping it's the angle that they're coming at it from. I don't reckon there's any room between the posts and a lot of the times. Oh, snapped out the back of the line up there by that man in Will Weston. Heads goalward. Yep. It's a call coming from his number 1. As they head goalward, looking now, he's got to get past some black shirts. A little bit of timber there. Ducks under it. Well, come on's the call. Yes, please, from Abbott Grills. But now he's out in a little bit of trouble in the corner. No, equal to it. Well done, Will Weston. Round the front, bounce trap. Abbott says, I'll take it, me and myself. Now he's got to get past Richardson. Richardson down there, puts it in the holster, lets him go by, puts another one away. And Australia push out again now, 31 goals to 11.
You've seen the style of game that the Aussies have played all weekend. They play that when one gets out in front and they clear the ball, find them. And we've seen the South Africans do it in the previous World Cups. Will Weston hanging onto the ball there and making sure he's going to deliver it good and proper. We heard the call come out from Abbott, but it didn't come through. As the ball's gone in, bounce off the 1s. The number 1, Bowmore, he's seen it. Yes, he does. Lets the green and gold fly by. Where's a 1, 2, 3? Yes, he's getting through traffic. Bounce goes down as he rides into an open goal, and Will Weston pulled up on that one. Nice work there by the number 1 for New Zealand in Bowmore. That'll push him out to 12 goals for the New Zealand side.
Yeah, definitely something to take home from this change. Making a little bit of a difference out here. The Aussies might have their foot off the accelerator just a little bit at this point, but by no means are they giving anything away here. There's no cheap goals in this level of Polocrosse. And Will Weston shows that he's not going to leave anything sitting on the deck with that one. Big pass up to Abbott Grills. Does it sit nicely for him? It's a worm burner. Leans out. Oh, there was no way that was going through. Great bit of work, but didn't come off for Abbott Grills. He didn't have any other options, so he thought better of it this time. Straight back into play. Jared Richardson puts it through to Bowmore. Bowmore in charge. Richardson stays back to do a number on Abbott Grills in the centre field as they head goalward at the 30-yard line. Bounces. Oh, what an atrocious bounce. Came up unkindly, but he managed to clean it up. Got the chucks out and the spray and wipe and clean that mess up, and he's got the ball. Time, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. What a spectacle of a Polocrosse. Thank you to the New Zealanders. Thank you for coming over and making our weekend a great weekend. We really enjoyed having you here in Ballarat. Congratulations to Australia. We're looking really excited watching you guys play and watching you guys get up there at the World Cup in April. We're going to be really keen to see you go round. And really proud of you Australian guys.